Good afternoon, folks. Just a couple of questions I've got to answer for a chap on one of the forums. Copying routes in and out of Basecamp, and importing a route and exporting a route, and also manipulating the route, how you get it into it to manipulate it in Basecamp. That's the first question. And then the second one is, do I know a GPX reader or an opener or a tool or a site, something they can use to get hold of a GPX map or file and look at it if you've not got Basecamp, or if you've got something out of scope, so out of something that's within your mapping on your Zumo. So I get a couple of people that have sent me a map to look at, a GPX file to look at from America, and I haven't got the American files on my sat-nav, so I use Google Maps, and I'll show you how to overlay the GPX file onto Google Maps so you can view it actually on a map. First thing though, we're just going to import and export a route. I'm going to show you how to do it. Not using Garmin Express, I'm not. So open up Garmin Basecamp, as we always do. And once it's opened up, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to right click on my collection, and you're going to want to create a new list. This is the new list for the imported file, so we're going to call it imported file, and hit return. Once it's highlighted as imported file, we can now go to file, import into the imported file. At this point you're going to find it on your computer, wherever it may be. If somebody sent it on an email, it's more than likely going to be in downloads, so admin and downloads, or my computer and downloads, or wherever it is. So once you've found it, we're going to import the Southern Newark Ollerton run that somebody sent me. It's in GPX format, so we know it's going to upload to the Garmin Basecamp and show it. So we're going to highlight it, and we're just going to open it up, and that's going to import the data, and that's dropped it onto my screen. You'll notice it's give me two routes. I don't know if you can see, but the actual route that the chap sent me is in grey, which is running here. What Garmin Basecamp has done at the minute is it has drawn point to point. It's done as the crow flies. So straight line, point to point. We want to make that purple line marry up with the grey line so we can manipulate the map. And the way that you do it is you right click on the route and you go down to recalculate selected route and left click that, and that will calculate the route, and it will drop it in the realm of the route that's been sent to you. From here you can then use your normal tools and you can manipulate the map as you always have done. So once you've manipulated the map to where you want, and you're going to want to export it back to the chap to say, right, I've sorted it out for you, or I've made a few adjustments here, have it back, have a look, see what you think. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the imported file, on the file that you want to export. So in my case this is the imported file, which is what I've labelled it. I'm going to go to file, I'm going to go to export, and I'm going to export the imported file, which is what I've labelled it. I'm going to left click, and it's going to ask me to save it somewhere within my computer. Once you've saved it, make sure that you're saving it in GPX format, so GPS exchange format. You've got a drop down box and one of them will be GPX format. Make sure you click that, label it whatever you like, and then click save. Once you've saved it, then it's just a matter of opening your emails up, doing a new email, and then attaching that file from wherever you've put it and saved it in your computer. And that is basically importing and exporting. So we've imported it, we've manipulated it, and we've sent it back to the chap that sent it me, in theory. Second question, GPX reader, opener, tool or site? Yes, there is one. It's called gpsvisualizer.com. So you're going to want to open a web page up and go to www.gpsvisualizer.com, and when you've got it you'll get this page. From this page you can put a GPX formatted route and overlay it on Google Maps, Google Earth. you can convert it into a printable map or a printable picture. So I'll show you how to do the printable map and Google Maps. So what you're going to do is you want to browse. Find the route wherever it may be in your computer that the chap sent you or whoever sent it to you. So we're going to do the Newark run again. So we're going to click the Newark run and we're going to open it, and that's going to drop it into this box. From this drop down menu, select whichever one you want. If you select Google Maps, most computers have got Google Maps stored on them anyway, so it will open it up straight away. If you select Google Earth, you might ask you to download Google Earth before it'll open it up for you. So we're going to do Google Maps to start with, and then just click Map It. And what that will do is it will overlay that route, as we've seen, look, on to Google Maps. And then from here we can either have a hybrid map or just a normal Google map, so then you can zoom in and you can have a look at it properly and you can see the map. Ignore the blue line, it's the red one we're interested in. The blue line is it's come from Basecamp, this one has. Yours will just have the one on it if you've had it imported from somewhere else. So that's how you show it on Google Maps. If you go back a step and you find the map again that you want to download and look at, so we're going to do the Newark Ollerton one again. I'm going to open it, but this time instead of opening it in Google Maps, we open it as a JPEG map. That's basically a picture map. JPEG of pictures. So if you click it as a JPEG map and you click Map It, that will then show you basically a map. You can't zoom in or out. All it's going to show you is the map of that area, and it will show you a printable map. And from there you can right click and you can share the picture, save the picture to your computer, and then once you've saved it you can then print it out. So for instance, if you had this on a trip, on a day trip, you could print that and stick it in the top of your tank bag as a second, as like a bit of a backup if you like, if your sat nav went tits up. There's plenty of things you can do on this website. There's loads of different things. You can convert stuff to GPX file, you can convert it into plain text so you can read stuff, and if you click any of these it actually tells you what they do. I don't even know what half of these are, to be fair. I've never even used some of them. It's not going to do that because I've not got a file in it, but anyway, I'm going to have a mess about with this just to see what else it's got. But the main ones that I've always used are the JPEG ones. That one's similar to the other one. But that is the website that you want to be looking at if you want to be using GPX files and overlaying them either onto Google Maps or Google Earth, or you want to be dropping it into a printable map via a JPEG image. And that is it, I think. I can't think of anything else you asked me. I know you were struggling a bit with the routes and you didn't really want to do the map updates on the computer. All I can say to you is if you back up your Garmin on Garmin Express before you start anything, if you did mess it up, you can always come back to it on a backup file via the Garmin Express. So if you go to Garmin Express and your sat nav's plugged in, which mine is, you can actually go to Tools and you can back up now, and that will basically back up to a location on your computer, and that will back up. What you really want to do really is be clicking that one, because there it says always back up favourites before performing updates. So that will back up every time on an update. So it's common practice to back up every so often anyway, and the more backups you've got, the better it'll be. But back up before you start and you're not going to have a problem. If you do get any problems, just give us a shout. If you're halfway through and you can't do it, just give us a shout and I'll try and help you out if I can. Okay, I shall let you go on with your afternoon and I shall crack on and do a bit of painting. Cheers, ta-da.